So this video is on lesson 6, types of reactions in chemistry. And for chemical reactions, there are many different types, right? And we're going to talk about a few common types of reactions. And this was from your reading in lesson 6. If you haven't read it yet, you probably should read it before watching this video. So let's talk about the first type of reaction, combination reactions. It's when two reactants combine to form a single product. In your textbook, you should have seen a lot of these where it just gives you the general equation. A, B, and C don't represent any sort of element. It just tells you that in a combination reaction, you usually have two compounds and they get smushed together to make one compound. That's basically what it is, right? So if I color code everything, hopefully you'll be able to see this quite clearly. So here I start with CO2 and Na2O, which I'm going to make red. And at the end of this reaction, I have Na2CO3, right? So anytime I see two reactants forming one product, that tells me it's a combination reaction. On to the next one. So decomposition reactions. It's when one reactant breaks down to form multiple products. So unlike combination reaction where I had two reactants, this time I'm only starting with one reactant. So here I have KClO3. Notice that even though it has two, meaning two of these molecules, it still counts as one reactant. So it's one type of molecule, right? And then it's going to split apart to form 2KCl and 3 O2s. Right? So in other words, you can think of it this way, where I have this molecule, KCl, and an oxygen. Then it's going to break apart where it's going to make KCl, which is this part of the molecule. And then these two are going to recombine to form this part of the molecule. So my product looks like this. I have 3 of them. I'm just going to do times 3 instead of drawing it 3 times. Right. And then for KCl, I have the elements K and Cl. And I have 2 of those. This one, my reactant in orange, I also have 2 of those because of my coefficient, right? Now here's where it gets tricky when we talk about exchange reactions. So exchange reactions are a little bit difficult to tell, especially if you have a double exchange reaction, but we're going to go over it and hopefully that'll clarify things. So when you're talking about exchange reactions, you're basically talking about a molecule where part of its molecule switches with a different molecule, right? In a single exchange reaction, atoms of an element are exchanged with atoms of another element in a compound. So let's just go over what that would look like. So for example, I'm going to color code everything one more time. So for example, I have Ca in red